I spent a good chunk of last November working on my non-dialogue film for film school. I I wrote and directed the thing all by myself. I edited it, I produced it. It was, a simple, romantic comedy. I got two actors who were just in my class, two people who I barely knew at the time. And I got my friend Carter to do the directing of photography, got my other friend Tyler to do the music, and I, just put it together. And by the time I was done with it, I knew one thing. I was not happy with it. And it wasn't because of my actors, they were great. And it wasn't because of my friend Carter or my friend Tyler, they also did a great job. The person who fell short was me. Me, Ethan. So if you don't want to fall short like me, Ethan, listen for a bit, because I want to share my experience with you, and I want to try and help you out as best I can. So let's get started. I'm Ethan Goff, and these are my lessons from film school. I don't want to be like a film student and quote Alfred Hitchcock, but I'm going to. Apparently, Alfred Hitchcock said that the hardest thing you should do as a director on set is stay awake. And the reason he said that is because most of your work should be done in pre-production. When I was taught that, I was like, yeah, that made sense. But for whatever reason, when I actually went and started doing my pre-production, I was not nearly as thorough as I should have been. When I started shooting, I didn't have all my storyboards, and I didn't have my shot list completely done. And that was stupid. I had a basic plan for every day, and like when I went out to film a scene, all the shots I had for that day were finished, but not all the shots for the next scene, or the scene before. And so, in my opinion, stuff really didn't flow together the way that it should have. This also doesn't help. One day, I left my shot list at school by accident, and we were at a location that was an hour away, so I was not going back for it. Would not recommend that strategy. I would keep your shot list on you. So I've been making movies since I was 10 years old. I started out making them with just my toy soldiers, and eventually I brought my friends into it, started putting them into film festivals just in my area where I grew up. I've wanted to do this with my life for a very long time. And in those days, I did everything just by myself. And that made sense because it was just me. I didn't have a crew, and not a whole lot of my other friends were into that kind of thing. So when I got into film school, I sort of still had that same habit. I put a lot of work on myself and didn't evenly distribute it to other people, even though I had the ability and the resources to do so. And I kind of regret that. Film is a collaborative art form, and there's so many different sides and skills that go into it. Some people direct, some people write, some people do costumes, some people handle props, some people handle sound, sets, just locations, or there's a lot. And to try and do that all by yourself when you don't have to do that is stupid. So if you're in film school or you have the resources, have a decent sized crew. Have your first AC, your second AC, your third AC. Have an AD. ADs are really, really important. Have a script supervisor there. Don't try and do everything yourself, and don't just eliminate set roles because you're having a hard time filling them. Try harder to get people involved. And if you're in film school, it really shouldn't be that hard. The last bit of advice that I have today is, when you're editing, cut out all the bullshit. By the time I showed my film to class, my movie was 10 minutes long, maybe even a little more, and it did not need to be that. Yesterday, I was trying to put together a highlights reel of the film, just trying to take things that I thought looked really good, that I thought I did decently, or just flat out pretty well, and have that as like a highlights reel. And as I was just cutting things out and reorganizing things and making new edits, I slowly began to realize that I was just making a better short film. A short film that I should have shown my class. Originally, I had been stubborn and I wanted to keep everything that I had. I wanted all the music, I wanted all the shots, the scenes, everything. But I didn't really need it. And now I've recut the movie, it's 5 minutes long, and I am way, way more proud of this cut than I was the original. Like this one, I can actually look at and feel okay with myself, and that's all you really want. So in conclusion, if it's a short film, then probably make it short. Again, I'm Ethan Goff, and thank you for watching.